Welcome back to the show. You're going to love what we got for you. Let's not waste any time. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, on YouTube, and on digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Funny story, I have Twitter up here, and I know it's X now, and now I'm trying to change to say X. I know this is a small thing, but I've been saying Twitter for so long that this is like a real monumental moment for me to try to get this. All the struggles, $3.44 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's back up 0.9%. Hello, we're waking up. Somebody get your shoes on. Crypto's moving again. Bitcoin 94,100 plus, 3,200 plus for Ethereum. Tether at the number 3 spot, 137 billion plus. And we see number 4 spots XRP at 229. We're up 1% on the 24 hours, so careful what we call progress here. We're still off by 4.8 on the 7-day, much like the rest of the market, ranging between 225 and 233. We have some interesting charts for you to see before you get out of here today to go along with the amazing news that we have. Before we get started, I want to remind you about this. With the market moving, I have said it a million times. I'm going to say it a million more. The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. And that's exactly what you can do inside your iTrust Capital Roth. That's what you can do. You could get your crypto tax-free, baby. Yeah, how about that one? Not to mention the fact you get your own back office, so you can buy and sell in the back of that office and move the assets around and have complete control of your retirement portfolio. It's all in your hands at the touch of a button. And let me tell you, not only that, but this is the only place that I'm aware of that you can get institutional grade custody for a retail customer. How about that one? Yeah. And don't forget about XRP Las Vegas, baby. The tickets are rocking. Yeah, we just did some nice back-end maintenance for the site, made it a little easier. We weren't used to the traffic we're getting, for God's sakes. We had to do an update, and then as well, we knocked out a few other things while we were working on the site. And we will have some extra pages coming to the site to provide some more content for you guys, too. So look forward to that. But let me tell you, iTrust is going to be on stage with us. They're going to tell you about all the new things they got going on. And then we're going to have Ripple on stage as well. And be aware, we're going to be announcing those executives very soon who will be on stage with us. Along with Uphold, CEO Simon, MoonPay. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. We have so many more we're going to announce. You don't even know. Brace yourself. It's all coming. Get your ticket before the early bird pricing runs out. Let's start right here. The new Trump SEC appointee chair, Paul Atkins, is a board member of Securitize with Carlos Domingo. Yeah, which also has the Biddle Fund in cooperation with BlackRock. I'm liking where this is going, ladies and gentlemen. I really am, I have to say. And I thought Brian Quintenz was the appointed for the CFTC commissioner. But the new CFTC chair could be Summer Mersinger, who is a pro-crypto advocate as well. So the SEC and CFTC could become Atkins and Summer, unbeatable team under Trump. So watch out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what's going on there. We'll keep an eye on it. Bitwise's latest survey, you're going to love this. Bitwise's latest survey reveals 56% of financial advisors said they're more likely to invest in crypto in 2025 after Trump's win. Now, let me take you back. Can we go back? I want to go back. Yeah, I want to go back down memory lane. Now, let's do this for a second. I remember back in 2019, 2018, I'm into crypto. I'm standing there talking to a dear friend of mine, and he's asking me about this crypto stuff. He comes back to me a day or so later, and he says, I talked to my financial advisor, and he says we should stay away from this stuff. And I just started busting out laughing, and he was like, what? What's so funny? And I was like, well, I said, so-and-so. I said, essentially what you've done is you've gone to a Harley Davidson salesperson and you've asked them if you should buy a Cadillac. The answer's no, right? But now that we see legislation is coming, the same financial advisors that were saying, no, stay away from it, it's bad, right? All of that. The reason they were saying that is because they weren't allowed to sell it to you. And knowing that they're about to be allowed to sell it to you, over half of the financial advisors in the country are going, oh yeah, oh, we're going to get some of that. Imagine what that's going to do for our bags, right? If every retail investor with a financial advisor takes a 1 to 3% allocation, just that in cryptocurrency, what does that do for us? I bet it's huge. Department of Justice has been cleared to sell $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin that was seized in the Silk Road operation. Now, will the Department of Justice actually sell it, even though they've been cleared to? We are in a transition of power here. So will the Department of Justice say, well, we better hold up on that because Trump may want to keep that as a part of the stockpile reserve or what have you? More to come on that. We will follow it. But if that 6.5 billion of Bitcoin is dumped on the market, I don't think you have to be a technical analyst to know that that's going to drop things and send this market off a cliff for a short period of time. Meanwhile, take a look at this. Smoke Dog, give him a follow. XRP, the darling of traditional finance. Yes, it is. No doubt about it. We are witnessing one of the most significant paradigm shifts in crypto history. Absolutely. I like to say we are witnessing the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind, and it cannot be overstated. In this, you will see the shift in institutional settlement, catalyzed by significant regulatory developments. Now, I just told you about how financial advisors, and over half of them are going, oh yeah, we're going to be picking up that crypto stuff for our clients. ETF exposures, the whole like, right? And what are you seeing here? You're seeing more evidence of exactly that. There's a paradigm shift with institutional sentiment. They will bring money that we can't even dream of in the retail world. Now, we all still matter. Don't get that wrong. But this market, as I have said multiple times, will soon not belong to us anymore. This is pointing out that XRP overtook Solana in market cap, and we know that the institutional demand is getting very hot. And as we move closer and ever so closer to the new administration, pro-crypto president, and pro-crypto Congress, getting this all in place and actually having them in power and starting to flesh out the actual legislation we're going to have every day to use, to rely on, think about what's going to happen in the market. What's going to be the size of crypto when we get there, ladies and gentlemen? What is going to be the size of crypto? We're at 3 trillion plus. Will we be 5 to 8 trillion after legislation? Will be 10 to 15 trillion. What do you think? I can't wait to see your response. Nonetheless, this is an old Dilip Rao clip when he was with Ripple, and he explains exactly what's going on here. Let's take a quick listen to this, because I want you to know we're getting ready. What I'm going to show you is going to solidify what we've known since we heard Dilip Rao say this years ago. And this is why we always watch these older clips, to just let us know, yes, even though we were in a down market for 4+ years, this goal is still being achieved, and you're about to find out.
Many people are using cryptos just to buy and sell and make quick gains out of it. Does it hurt the growth of cryptocurrencies, that usage for a quick buck?
So it's kind of chicken and egg. You have to create a marketplace. And right now we have about 150, 200 exchanges around the world that trade in XRP. A lot of it, as you say, is very shallow trading by individuals. And that is not the use case that we are pursuing. What we are pursuing is the use of XRP as a financial asset by sophisticated institutions as a bridging mechanism. So does this hurt or harm? Well, it creates a lot of noise. And, we certainly don't want that much noise. But we're waiting, and for example, this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors.
Oh.
And as this transitions away from retail to institutions, we'll start to use it for wholesale, financial usage. That's when the turning point will come.
That is when the turning point will come. That turning point is happening right now. Ripple Partner Standard Chartered. Take a listen.
Around the U.S. Finally, the international banking group Standard Chartered is opening a new digital assets-focused entity in Luxembourg. The group says it'll focus on custody services to clients in the EU following the implementation of MiCA, the regulatory framework in the region that went into full effect late 2024. An announcement from the bank says Luxembourg has a, quote, well-balanced regulatory and financial environment to meet demand in the EU. Standard Chartered has made moves in the Web3 space in the past, including a recent launch of custody services in the UAE.
There you go. You know, the same Standard Charter where the president said, yeah, we've been working with that Ripple XRP for years. We did it. It was back in 2018 or something like that. It was crazy. You can see more information on that relationship and what they're doing in the first video from this morning if you haven't seen it. But take a look at these numbers right here. This is impressive. Here's Ripple potential valuation after IPO. We've had a lot of people take a stab at this, and I think a lot of them make great points, and we've covered it here. Linda P. Jones being one of them, shout out to her. At an XRP price of $8.72, Ripple's holdings could grow to $348.8 billion. MicroStrategy shares currently trade at a 3 times from its net asset value, the NAV. If the same were applied to Ripple, it could theoretically be worth $1 trillion or $5,841.59 per share, assuming 170 million outstanding shares of Ripple Labs, if you divide current outstanding shares by $1 trillion. You know, this is kind of what we were talking about the other day. You know, Brad Garlinghouse touched on this point in a macro sense, in a more general view, in a most recent interview. But it is easy to see that the share price has gone up significantly to over $100 now for Ripple. We know that Ripple is doing a buyback program. We've learned that on X as well. You know, they're bullish and want the shares back. That's because I believe they see value in the company, and if they can get them back, they know that they'll experience this big jump once they start putting XRP on the books, which they currently don't do. They have it on the books, but they have it at zero value unless they sell it. So this is getting very interesting, and I would love to see a $5,800 plus share price, to be perfectly honest with you, as a Ripple holder, and you can get Ripple equity on Link2. So what are you waiting for? Click the link underneath the video and get started. Now back on these Bank of America patents. Now James Rule did some digging here, and some people I saw over the last day or so said some of these patents had expired or were abandoned. But you know, the reality is I also talked to a friend of mine who happens to be a really good lawyer, and he said patents last for 20 years. I was like, oh, well, there you have that. So this is still a thing, and if you go in here, to his point, they are in here 5 different times throughout here. You can see Ripple patent here, and I'll go to the next one really quickly. There's the next one. We've seen all of these in years past, but knowing all the talk we've heard recently, Ripple there again, right? And then one more time, Ripple here, settlement scheme according to embodiments of the present invention, right? This is back in 2019. And remember what the gentleman David from Sound Planning CEO said. You know, he said that Bank of America had been using this for 2 years before Ripple had gotten sued. It almost sounds like we found out another motive behind ETHgate, especially when you understand that JP Morgan happens to be a gatekeeper for cross-border payments. Yeah, I'm just speculating. Let's take a look at this from Ed Grad Crypto. By the way, he's got some really great stuff going on behind the scenes. I tell you, you better pay attention to this guy. He's doing great things. XRP breaking through Valhalla Gate. Keep an eye out for an update on the chart below. And here you have it. I believe this is the a reconstruction, I believe. Well, it's not off of that chart. Let me just double check this really quickly. It's a different chart, but nonetheless, XRP breaking Valhalla gate of $3.30. This is interesting because we know if we get above that 280 to 330 range, things are going to be a brand new conversation for all of us. Now let's jump into this chart. He uses an Atlantic Pacific line, analyzes 3 historical scenarios here. Egrad Crypto's projection. To provide deeper understanding and a methodology behind his analysis, he encourages you to review his previous post from May 27th of 2024. And he establishes a baseline in order to create a fair, consistent foundation for the analysis. Let's get into this. The baseline is for this evaluation. Let us consider Bitcoin at around 120,000, which serves as our baseline conversion price, he says. Based on this baseline, here are the 3 potential scenarios for XRP. Scenario A, if we experience a price increase of about 1,264%, the XRP Bitcoin ratio could reach that right there, right? Which means it could potentially reach a price of $12. A scenario B, in a more optimistic case, with a 3,600% increase, could send XRP to a $29 range. Scenario C, with a more conservative increase of about 500%, the ratio could sit at around, and it says there, leading to a possible $5 XRP. Predictions from Egrad Crypto, the scenario suggests a mix, where the XRP BTC ratio might land between 0.00007 and 0.0001. Translating to XRP prices around $8.50 to $12. After this, a drop might happen, but then we could see it rise again to about 0.00014, which would be $17 to $27 for XRP. He says, XRP family, stay steady and strong. The crash between $4 and $8, people might blame it on the OG selling off their bags, but really, it's often market makers influencing the market. Stay aware and ready for what's next. And there's all the marks that he used to give you the averages of what we could see using that baseline there. Pretty remarkable. Shout out to Egrad Crypto and all he's doing. It's not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just our digital perspectives. And I will catch all of you on the next one.